Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about the importance of September and what it means for people with IIH. So September is actually IIH Awareness Month. So I want to talk in this video again about why raising awareness for IIH is so important. So before we get into too many details, time for the intro. So last year, I made a very similar video to this with the first day in September that I released a video. Last year, I specifically focused on research and where I wanted research to focus on with IIH because as somebody who has a bachelor's degree in biochemistry, research is something that's quite near and dear to my heart. It's the main way that science progresses because without research, you don't know what is actually the case, and in order for us to possibly develop treatments and or cures and find causes, we need to do more research on IIH. So that's what I kind of focused on last year, is where I wanted research to go with IIH. I'll be sharing those videos again on my Facebook page. This year, I want to focus actually on a mix of different topics. So I want to kind of get into more about the general awareness of IIH. And actually, IIH is something that I focus on all the time. This year, I want to focus on a variety of topics, including advocating for yourself as a patient. I have a story that I want to share around that when I share that video. I also want to talk about what it means when I have a good day and what it means when I say I have 70 to 80% good days and the rest is bad days, and that can even occur within one day. I think people who don't live with me don't really understand what I mean when I say I have a good day. So I kind of want to clarify that, and it might help you kind of explain what a good day means for you as well to your family, so that they're not, number one, taking advantage of your good days, but number two, so that they understand what your limitations still are on a good day, because we still have them even on a good day. I also want to deal with the issue of uncertainty. So having the word idiopathic in the name of IIH means that there's a lot of things that are unknown. This is one of the reasons why I focused on research last year, because honestly, we don't know a lot about IIH and we need to know more before we can even consider things like cures. So that's kind of the reason why I focused on research last year, but this year I want to focus on uncertainty and what it means when you don't have all the answers. Dealing with uncertainty doesn't always have to be scary. It does feel scary, but it doesn't have to be scary. So for the rest of this video, I want to talk about specifically why raising awareness for IIH is important. I actually have this in the intro now, but I think the biggest reason why raising awareness for IIH is important is because people hear that we have chronic headache and they think it's just another headache. This happens with migraines too, and honestly, probably other types of chronic headaches. I'm only familiar with the conditions that I have, so migraines and IIH, but I know that people vastly underestimate what it means to have chronic headaches and what separates a headache like IIH from the rest of them. And like I said, those people with migraines generally have a little bit better of understanding, but there's still major differences between IIH headaches and migraines. I just don't think our dictionary has a really good word for the term headache in this context. We use the term headache because we don't have another good word that describes what IIH actually feels like. So they use the word headache because it's head pain, but it's so much more than a headache, like something someone will get when they get a different kind of headache that actually responds to over-the-counter medications. Separating IIH out is super important for a bunch of different reasons. And so I just want to cover them briefly. So the biggest reason I think is if and when there's a potential treatment or cure found that's specific for IIH, we need that treatment to be affordable and accessible to everyone. And if governments and insurance companies, or however you're dealing with getting your prescription drugs to be affordable and accessible, those particular organizations need to be aware about why IIH is so different compared to a headache that you can take a medication for and feel better for the rest of the day. If people think it's just another headache and all you need to do is take prescription or over the counter drugs that already exist, they're less likely to accept that you need this more expensive medication. Another reason why we need to raise awareness for IIH is because it has consequences if it's not diagnosed and treated promptly. So, what I mean by this is if you have swelling on your optic nerves, this can lead to permanent blindness. If you're not getting a proper diagnosis because of whatever reason, you may actually be putting yourself at risk for losing your eyesight down the road. We need to also determine if there are more long-term effects of having IIH more than just blindness, and if there are, it's another reason why it needs to be treated promptly. More awareness also leads to the potential for more research, which means that it could lead to treatments, cures, and causes that much quicker. As I focused on last year, finding cures is important and everybody talks about it, but I think finding the causes of IIH is equally, if not more important, because I like to focus on prevention. If you can prevent yourself from getting a condition completely, it's better than having to remedy it after the fact of having it. So if there's a way that we can prevent the population from getting IIH for those who are susceptible, this doesn't happen to everyone. Although there is a huge correlation between obesity and IIH, so it is drastically increasing in the population. More awareness will lead to more research in answering our most unanswered questions and the questions that we need answered the most. The final reason I want to get into for why raising awareness for IIH is so important is because it actually lets our family and friends know exactly what we deal with every single day. So if somebody doesn't see you all of the time and are only getting snapshots of what you post on social media, generally those might be good snapshots, or maybe you are posting occasional times where you're not feeling well, but generally, I think most of us tend to only post on social media when we are feeling well. Then they might not have the full picture of what living with IIH is like day to day, and especially minute to minute. As I've been saying constantly in my videos, this condition changes for me really, really fast. One minute I could be feeling really, really good, and the next minute I can be in bed. It is extremely fast when it hits, and most people don't understand at how fast a day can go from good to bad. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you've made it this far into the video, be sure to subscribe and make sure your notifications are turned to all so that you don't miss another video. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye everyone.